pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Bill? Chris?
Here.
Holly Rose is not present.
Motion to waive the reading and adopt the pre-read minutes. Second. All in favor? Aye. Open the public hearing on Osgood's comprehensive plan. Carrie?
Just here to read over the public notice pretty much regarding the comprehensive plan for the grant. On or about March 1st, 2026, the town of Osgood intends to apply to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs for a grant from the State Community Development Block Grant Planning Program, CDBG. This program is funded by Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. These funds are to be used for a community development planning project that will include the following activities: completion of a comprehensive plan. The total amount of CDBG funds to be requested will not exceed $50,000. The amount of CDBG funds proposed to be used for activities that will benefit low to moderate income persons is approximately $26,800. The applicant also proposes to spend an estimated $7,000 of the total project cost in non-CDBG funds on the project. These non-CDBG funds will be derived from the following sources, which is the Town of Osgood General Fund. And that's all I have to read. And does anybody have any questions or comments regarding? Total project cost is $57,000 with the $7,000 match from the town. And the award announcement is in April, and the application, of course, is due again March 1st.
I have no questions.
So we just need to pass the resolution and sign the local match letter. We're done.
Motion to approve resolution 2026-6, authorizing application submission and local match commitment for the CDBG comprehensive plan application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs and addressing related matters. Second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Carrie.
All right, thank you.
You want this stuff now here?
I can take it now if you, yeah. And then, you guys need copies of it, then I just send it to Kyle when she gets back. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Open the public hearing for the presentation of ordinance 2026-1 for the second reading. An ordinance of the town of Osgood authorizing the issuance of a waterworks revenue bond for the purpose of providing funds to pay for the cost of certain additions, extensions, and improvements to the municipal waterworks in said town, providing for the safeguarding of interest of the owners of said bonds, other matters connected herewithin, including the issuance of notes in anticipation of bonds, or repealing ordinance inconsistent herewith. Becker Tillman's here to discuss.
Yeah, so the public hearing for the rates, that has to do with increasing the water rates for the lead service line projects and the water treatment plant projects we've been talking about. I brought a copy of the latest rate study with us. We've been over it a few times, but what has been updated is the final project costs kind of as it's been bid, and as we discussed with Commonwealth last week. So page 6 is the updated project costs. So lead service line project is about $1,950,000, which will be entirely funded through grant funding from SRF. And the water treatment plant project is almost $3.6 million, with $2.1 million of that being grant funding from SRF, the remainder being funded through a 20-year loan. And so overall, these two projects together with the final cost, it's about 74% of it is going to be funded through grants from SRF. And if we skip forward to the revenue requirements, it's on page 18, but this just reflects the rate increase that we've discussed before and that this council introduced in the rate ordinance last month. It's a 22.4% increase overall, divided into 3 phases, 7% increase upon adopting this ordinance, a 7% increase effective January 1st, 2027, and then a 6.9% increase January 1st, 2028. And so this will allow the town to keep up with inflation for their operation and maintenance expenses, to pay about $92,000 of annual debt service on the bonds that will be necessary to fund the water treatment plant project. And once the rates are fully implemented, you'll also have about $108,000 a year to pay for replacements and improvements on an annual basis. So, yeah, I think tonight we were looking to adopt the rate ordinance and the bond ordinance that were introduced at last month's meeting. Any questions or?
Good. That number, that rate seems lower than what we discussed previously.
The 22.4%.
49.99. Not last month, it was like 15 some change.
I think we had 50 exactly. I think it's a penny less when.
It was 50 on it.
Right.
We saved it.
Yeah, we slid down a penny.
I don't have any questions. Any public have questions? Motion to approve the second reading and final adoption of ordinance 2026-1.
Motion.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Presenting ordinance 2026-2 for the second reading. An ordinance establishing rates and charges for potable water service rendered by Osgood, Indiana Water Utility. So what was this one?
It's the actual rates.
Oh, it's the rates, okay, okay. Motion to approve the second reading and final adoption of the ordinance 2026-2. Second, all in favor? And that is the end of the hearing. Commonwealth probably.
It's up to you guys. Whenever you want to do it, I have no problem with a lot of signatures.
Or do you want to wait to the end, or whatever?
It's not signatures to do.
Okay, let's get through the meeting.
That's fine.
Commonwealth, Rachel, Matt.
Okay. You should have a little packet from me with a couple of recommendation letters and a big long documents like this. We don't need to look at them all now, but I provided you a copy of them. Bids were received for both water projects, which we just discussed in your ordinances, a lead service line project and a water improvements project. A couple of weeks ago, we opened bids. There were 3 bidders on the water plant and distribution system project, and I think 4 bidders on the service line project. With Mike Holman being the low bidder on both. Since then, we've reviewed all the paperwork in our office. We've assembled the bid tabulation in front of you and put together our engineer's recommendation. You can read through the letter. It essentially goes over what we talked about at our meeting last week, that conference call meeting. And our recommendation is to make award to Holman on both projects as the apparent low. Obviously, this is tentative award. Final award would be pending legal review and securing of funding. So I do have 2 letters that the town can authorize tonight, just accepting the engineer's recommendation. And then after that, we will transmit the rest of all of the documents over to your attorney, and she can go through and make her decision on that. happy to answer any questions about anything in the recommendation letters or.
You're recommending the lower bidder, correct?
Yes, recommending the low bid, low bidder, which is Holman for both divisions, on the water systems improvement project in accordance with the bond ordinance that you just passed. And we're recommending the base bid plus the ads, the mandatory alternate ads, which were primarily items that either rose to a higher necessity during design, just due to timing, or they were items which weren't as critical as the base bid, which was the filter media replacement primarily and the pumps. However, they are all items that are at the end of their life, need to be done. It's work that needs to be done. It's just by including it in this project, we get it done now with this funding that you were able to receive, as opposed to doing it in the future as a part of your operating budget. And then on the service line project, we are recommending base bid plus mandatory alternate number 1. Based on some of the work that both the town staff and Commonwealth have been doing since the initial drafting of the preliminary engineering report and now, and it actually seems like there's less galvanized than we were, you plan for the worst and hope for the best. So I think doing the base bid plus just the 1 mandatory alternate should be sufficient funds to get a lot of potholing done, which will prove definitively if it's letter galvanized by digging the hole and doing the pipe. And then if it is, there's enough funds there to replace a significant number of them. Any questions?
So that mandatory alternate 1 will cover everything.
So mandatory, I put some numbers in there. The mandatory alternate 1 is for potholing. And that's kind of the next step. So the first step is to replace everything that we know is bad. Now, the whole thing hinges on people giving us approval to do this work. If we have 100 that we need replaced, but only 50 people authorize us to do it, then we can only do those 50. So far, there have been no galvanized materials on the town side, which is good. But it does mean that we are completely reliant on the homeowners giving us permission to do the project. Otherwise, the town has to continually keep trying for forever, I guess, until they relent. So we have done two rounds of letters, I think, to everyone, and we did have an inspector in town knocking on doors, doing door hangers. He even called people. There's still a significant number we're waiting on signed right entry forms. We just sent another letter out, so we'll give them a little bit of time.
You're doing 3 letters?
I think we've done 2 letters.
2 because I received 2.
Okay, we've done 2, and a door hanger. He went around, knocked on doors, did a door tag. Did you get one of those?
Yes.
Okay. So do we have a right of entry form from you?
I mean, I just have, that's why I'm asking, are you doing another round of letters?
We can do another round of letters, yeah. I think Tammy's probably got copies here at Town Hall too.
Or I'll
Give them to her.
stop and see her.
Yeah, I think if anyone watching, if you received one in the mail and you don't want to mail it back in, or you can either email it or you can give it to Tammy or somebody at Town Hall and we will pick them up there too. It is, the service line replacement is completely free for the homeowner, covered by this grant money, as long as your material is letter galvanized. It can be replaced. Otherwise, you're going to continue to get harassing letters. And then after this project is done, every year, you're going to get another harassing letter from the town saying you have galvanized the wrong material and impacting your drinking water.
And we'll have to do it with
Forever.
our funds. They don't do it.
Or wait until the homeowner is no longer the homeowner and then do it when the next person owns the house. Yeah.
So, if somebody doesn't want to do it right now, we have the funds right now. I mean, if the fund's going to go away.
Yeah.
Yes.
After this project, the funds are gone. And as far as I know, this is the last year the state has the money for the galvanized, letting galvanized replacements. So if they don't do it as a part of this project, either the homeowner has to pay for it out of their own pocket later on, or if the town comes into more money later, either that or the homeowner just keeps receiving nasty grams until they do it. That's one of those gray areas because it's federally EPA and IDEM both require that all the lead and galvanized service lines be removed. They don't say who does it and they don't say who pays for it. So it's up to each water utility to make that determination of who's responsible for it. EPA is holding the utility responsible because they're putting the burden on them to send out letters, to do the tracking, to do the inventory, and to do the state reporting. But aside from this funding that the town has right now, this grant funding, we can't guarantee there's going to be more grant out there. I think 10 years, you have 10 years to get it all replaced. That deadline, I think, is 2037. So the 10 years clock hasn't quite started yet. But this is getting the town ahead of that so that you are not stressed when everybody else is scrambling to try to get it done.
I mean, my initial thought is if you don't want to do it now while the town has the funds to do it, we might have to charge for it in the future.
Yeah.
If we had to do it, as we reflected in the bill, that's an initial thought.
Yep, the EPA lead and copper rule revisions say you must replace them all within 10 years. They do not, it does not say who pays for it. So that's a fun rule.
Might be a little exciting here in 10 years.
Like I said, we found there isn't as much as we were afraid of. Given all the historical buildings and stuff, we've actually found a lot less than we thought we would, which is great. Hopefully, it's not as big of a problem as we were afraid of.
So you need a motion for the tentative award to Mike Holman.
Yep. You can say accept the engineer's recommendation for tentative award.
Motion to accept the engineer's recommendation for tentative awards pending legal review. Yes. Second, all in favor? Aye.
Thank you. I will get all the bidders documents over to Lynn. I didn't know someone's going to be here tonight, so I didn't bring them. But we'll get all those over, and I'll get the rest of the bid packets back to you.
Do you want these tonight?
If you have them, yeah, I'll go.
Thank you, Rachel. Thanks for all the help in this. Good work. Appreciate it.
And anywhere you want. Oh.
Just got one small item on the sewer project.
Yeah, there's 2 copies of each one's just your copy.
You get one more month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to sit down?
No, you're good.
We're talking wastewater now.
Wastewater. As you know, we're working on the preliminary engineering report and the asset management plan to have an application go into the state revolving fund, SRF, by April 1st. We will need to hold a public hearing ideally prior to the submission of that on April 1st. You're allowed to turn them in after and have one, but I don't know if we're going to have it ready. We'll be close by your March meeting. So if not, if it's, I don't know time-wise yet, I'll know a lot more in the next couple of weeks, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. If we are ready, we'll hold it at your March meeting, your regular like now.
Yeah.
If not, we may need to hold it.
That's fine.
Depending some morning, it's a public hearing. Generally, I know on the water one, we didn't have a lot of folks show up, and I don't think we'll have a lot of folks show up on the sewer one. It's just necessary thing we need to do. So I'll be working with Tammy once I know we are progressing. It's just, there's a lot going into it on the sewer side.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're going, as we've said several times, we're going down the same track you just went on this for the water, we're going to do for the sewer. turn it in, hope we get a good offer from SRF again and go from there.
It may strike twice.
We may, it may. So anyway, just a heads up on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to Bacon Tilly and Commonwealth with all this. Really appreciate helping navigate all this. 2025 Community Crossings project. Due to the weather, no additional construction has taken place since our last report. On suitable conditions, the contractor will finish paving and complete other remaining work. Motion approved. Commonwealth's claim of $4,200 for construction engineering. Second, all in favor? Aye. As previously noted, Osgood was not awarded funding for the 2026 Community Crossing Grant. However, Commonwealth completed design and reviewed plans with the town in anticipation of future funds. Recently, Commonwealth has been made aware, I had to think through that, of potential funding sources through the Indiana Senate Bill 179. If this bill, if passed, will provide an additional $75 million in funding to agencies that did not receive community crossing funding. Motion approved. Commonwealth's claim $37,000 for final design. Second, all in favor? Wastewater, PER, water, look through. Motion approved. Commonwealth's claims of $13,000 for design, erosion control, regulatory assistance, legal financial assistance, field investigation survey, and service line evaluation for the lead service line project. Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion to approve Commonwealth's claim of $63,000 for design, legal financial assistance on the water improvement project. Second, all in favor? Public. March.
Just me.
Sir, vehicle looks good.
Thank you. So I think that turned out really well. And Simon did a good job getting it done pretty quick once we were able to get it in. For the month of January, 9 calls for service, 18 traffic stops, 2 citations written, 15 ordinance or civil process calls with 15 violations issued, 8 agency or citizen assists, 6 accidents emergency services assists, which I thought was pretty low given the weather. I was pretty stoked on it. 50 criminal calls for service with 3 arrests. So, no new updates. I'm still waiting on NDOT to approve our permit to put the radar speed signs up.
Okay.
I'd say that's moving forward. I'm just waiting on their time schedule now. So.
Okay. Saw the email from you last week. I'll try to touch base with you. Bring us to the public hearing. Touch base with you on this.
That's fine. But that's all I got.
All right. Thanks very much. Do we have anything else?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Well, I don't know, you can do this really at any point, whether you do it during adjournment or not, or after or before, it doesn't necessarily matter. I do need signatures of the president and the clerk treasurer on bond closing documents. This was approved, I think, back in January, and here we are in February. These are the documents from that meeting discussing the bond and so forth. I think it's all of it's been approved. We did all the signatures. The idea is you guys will be here tonight, try to get them all done.
Can we adjourn? He's not feeling well.
Absolutely.
I second the motion. All in favor? Thank you.